I don't want to see Noble change things up here, though. I want to see Noble go back to what they just did last game. I think the start was great. The invade was a good idea. Don't think they'll be able to pull it off this time, though, because I expect more war coverage from Kingdom in case there is any shenanigans like that for Game 2.
Yeah, we'll take a look. As far as the compositions are concerned, as we get into picks and bans, everything was fine. I think you got to watch out for Lou's Freya.
I mean, you do. I mean, Lou started to find rhythm for a little while, but then as a dancer, he didn't perform.
He's still on the dance from game number 1.
Rhythm is a dancer. That's all it was. It was just a joke. Anyway, picks and bans. Kingdom Esports will be first pick Noble with this counter option. So
wasn't that Layers of Death?
It may have been.
Layers of Death is the dancer, not Lou.
Yeah, he is.
Kwong, the ban from Kingdom Esports this time around. Noble will answer with the Nemesis. I won't be surprised if we see Lou, if we see the Freya ban down for Lou, because that was a very powerful choice. It
was a powerful choice, but personally for me, it didn't make that much of an impact. He got off to a good start because his team got off to a good start, but I don't feel like he really managed to continue that on. I mean, Thor's pretty good against Freya overall at forcing out that ultimate very, very early.
Yeah,
and that's what they did over and over again.
We'll take a look. It's on the table. Kingdom, their first selection, however. Absolutely.
Fafnir all day, every day is pretty much what I want to see out of them this time. Although Kingdom, that Bacchus was hot as all hell. If you can play the same way on Fafnir, it should be a good day for them. I think it's just the support player, though. It doesn't really matter what god you get given. But Fafnir at the moment is very strong, provides a lot for his team overall. You should not ignore it.
No, it'll be the first pick, Bacchus.
I'm surprised.
You know what? Fafnir and Bacchus bring different things to the table. And Fafnir is more the team support, right? Bacchus is, I'm going to do this and you guys follow up.
I can see that. I mean, they both do the same sort of thing in terms of disengage and engage overall for the team. It's no real difference between the two of them. They both have the same playstyle, other than Fafnir on paper has better stats in terms of performance, which shows that he's slightly stronger than Bacchus should be.
A little bit. I don't know. I think there's a difference in execution, which is why we'll see the Bacchus follow up again for Rippin Holes on Kingdom. Noble Esports respond again with the Freya for Lou and the Guan Yu selection. And look at that. Odin right onto the Guan Yu.
El Clasico is what I want to call this one. The Zeus-Odin combo. From days of old, it used to be the one standard that you never used to give a team. One of the... You can't give them both, right? So if they both get through picks and bans, one team would take one team would take the other, just to make sure they could never be a pair.
I like the Awilix choice. Two characters on Kingdom Esports are both going to try to invade by jumping on you, and Awilix is going to try and yank him out of the sky.
Absolutely,
so,
great choice.
Great choice.
The one thing I want to see from Noble this time, though, is what they actually do in terms of the support this game. They've not taken Fafnir here, so they're probably going to get it banned away from. I don't see Kingdom giving them Fafnir now after getting those 3 drafts picks there, so they should be banning Fafnir, and then the support that they pick is very instrumental to how this game's going to go. I'd like to see Noble look at Vulcan and probably Athena.
Sure.
If they don't get Fafnir.
Love the Thor ban coming out from Noble. Again, what you mentioned earlier, Thor does a great job of chasing Freya's ultimate out. So Thor not going to be available. Kingdom Esports have one more ban. Should be the Fafnir, will be the Kronos. Noble have to snap pick the dwarf.
I mean, this shows that Kingdom Esports are not worried about Fafnir at all, which is a very dangerous thing to do.
Especially next to the Freya.
Especially with a Freya that could go alongside it in the lane in phase 2. If this isn't Fafnir, I'd be shocked, but I was expecting Vulcan Athena would probably be the combo I would have looked for here as a real setup for this team.
For sure. Again, Fafnir, not too much thought needed, but it'll be the new I have to say, Hindu, I almost think that should be a Fafnir pick.
Well, Nuwa here at the same time. I mean, when I'm looking at this one as well, I say Vulcan Athena, but I'm being a bit sure I'm forgetting Odin. And Vulcan and Athena both struggle against Odin. That was a stupid mistake to make. New Waldo.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
No, if I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. New Waldo in the mid lane. Obviously, it's a safe-ish pick to be able to, if you get trapped in the ring, you can take to the sky. It doesn't mean you're out of combat, though, because if Zeus has stacks on you, you can still be killed in the air.
So the reason we don't see Noble Esports pick Fafnir in the new spot is because, well, one, they might not just pick it overall, but two, Kingdom Esports already have their support. It's not like they have to worry about it too much. So the new going to be selected to go against the Zeus.
Kind of tells me Guan Yu might be in the support role if they're not going to go for the Fafnir so far. I think they waited to find out what the matchup Guan Yu was going to be into in the solo, first of all, more than anything else. Hold the Fafnir pick for the end, knowing that there's no way Kingdom with an Odin and a Bacchus are going to also draft a Fafnir, but instead they get Erlang Shen.
Yeah, I mean, you could get crafty and put Fafnir in the solo lane and Odin in the jungle, but not going to be the case.
That composition from Kingdom Esports, though, makes me want to vomit in my mouth for how disgusting that is. Honestly, it's really strong. It's got everything that you really want in that squad.
I mean,
I'm not joking.
You need an antacid?
If I was in ranked right now and that was the squad that got drafted against me, I'm like,
Alt F4?
Yeah, no, I don't want Alt F4.
I was just gonna say, nah.
I unplugged the internet. That's what I do.
Oh, so it looks like you DC.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry guys, accidentally DC'd.
You got to auto run into the wall first, though. Been there, done that.
But ranked is a different story, anyway.
Niqued gonna get poked out just a little bit by the guy. The guy with the, what is it, a halberd? A polearm?
Polearm.
Polearm?
Polearm.
The polearms are more pointy, like a Awilix.
Actually, no, we're talking about Guan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about Odin. Odin's a polearm.
Yeah, Odin's definitely got a polearm.
Guan is a halberd, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You're correct.
So Jumpahhh gonna get some return poke. There you go. That's
spear.
justice.
Erlang has a spear.
I always call it the lawn dart.
That's not a bad idea.
Is that something you guys play in the UK?
No,
lawn darts?
We don't go outside in the UK because it's always wet. And
well,
raining.
I've actually called that shot the lawn dart and the beer pong shot. It's a little bit of both. Could be both.
And both of those things don't happen in the UK. So I ain't got a clue what you're talking about with both of them.
Welcome to America. Welcome to the game. And just for clarification, Guan Yu uses a glaive.
I don't care. I don't really care that much. He uses auto attacks just like everyone else. How about that one? He's still melee. How about that?
But I heard you were going to cosplay Guan Yu at hi-rez Expo.
If I was ever going to cosplay, it'd be Bacchus or Kumbhakana, okay?
Will you do the new American skin for Bacchus?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not American enough just yet. Okay?
Yet. We'll change that.
I said yet. Did you see that? I said not yet.
Normal start for the game. No shenanigans this time around. What worked out for Noble once, definitely not going to work out twice. Kingdom on guard.
His advantage, though, for Jumpahhhh, he started off with the Raft to begin things off here as well. And obviously, with the disengage from Niqued there, he'll be fine. But the Raft start gave him a small advantage of getting to mid lane a little bit quicker. And now this collapse of these fire elementals are interesting because Noble Esports have actually lost a little bit more than they were planning on doing so.
Yeah, just a little bit. All in all, not too large of a deal. You go ahead and you've got the jungle Erlang Shen. This is a change that we've seen more and more as we've seen Erlang Shen be played. He came out and was strictly a solo lane god. Now he's got some flex.
And people have seen him for flex. I mean, we saw it in support role from Truancii, and I think that was more a little bit rude more than anything else. But there we go again with Rippin Holes, like keeping the pressure on against this Fafnir Freya lane. This is just good work from Kingdom Esports. I like how aggressive they are in this duo lane overall.
Absolutely. You have to understand when the aggression is warranted. And I mean, anytime you see a Freya on the other side, you're sort of saying, hey, she's already in a bad spot. Let's make her even more uncomfortable.
But wave play between those two is relatively even over in the duo lane. I mean, Rama versus the Freya. Rama is auto-attack based, but he has to use mana to really clear the wave. And Lou does the same sort of thing on the Freya, but this back out Harpy invade's a bit risky. Yeah,
I mean, Kingdom have the pressure on the left side lane, and that's what allows Kingdom to go for that invade on the left side. But I like the call from Noble. That's why we see, you saw it on your minimap at least, the push up a little bit from Freya and Fafnir. Now, they can respond just by way of mana pools. Freya and Fafnir can respond to the aggression out of Kingdom Esports some of the time. And the response from Noble comes when the enemy's going to invade. So if they needed to make the shift over to the jungle, they could have. Love the choice.
Just slowing down the clear out of these two by body blocking Pulse and stunning it out as well. It's only a few seconds that Freya has to use that Pulse to clear the wave. And then guess what happens? It's only in hands available to clear out the creeps.
And those pulses, they don't tickle. Maybe they hurt a little bit. But at this point in the game, you'd rather take that damage than, again, like you said, allow her to clear the wave.
Yeah, you just do it until absorbing. But can they get anything off that on that left-hand side is the real question here.
Ooh.
Good banish.
You know, I think the answer to that question might have been a yes until that banish came out. Lou took advantage, and you'll see that, again, from time to time, mentioning the strength of his Freya. You'll see that as soon as players group up, he hits that banish. Many multiplayer banishes coming out from Lou today.
The big thing as well, though, is what we can see at Kingdom Esports. I want to see him invade on this left-hand side. Red buff's coming back up as well. They've got lane pressure up against Noble Esports. And I think that's why we see Noble actually pressure mid lane immediately and rotate to the left here with the jungler. And actually, it's turned on its head here. Yeah,
Noble wants to get aggressive. The jump from Fafnir a little bit too forward, but there's a transformation. Noble looked like they might have had a shot, but just Kingdom Esports finds the disengage.
Well, they get level 5 a little bit quicker over there at the same time as mid lane Truancii took a lot of free poke from that route. But they're looking at the speed buff, and what is Truancii? Truancii just walked towards him there, and Erlang Shen's not going to turn it on his head. Truancii was under a lot of pressure, and instead, yoyoabc did not respect and have Guan Yu. Well, he's in the playpen.
The detonate gives Zeus the ultimate, turns it around, level 5, looking for the invade, but Ripper able to take one down before the invade is successful. So first blood goes the way of Zeus, the turnaround kill on top of it himself, but the invade winds up going the way of Truancii.
Interesting fact there, you saw both the Freya and the Rama ultimate. They actually last the same amount of time between the two. Just the dismount from Rama ultimate, because he's so high, takes a tiny second, fraction of a second longer.
A little bit.
But if you ult for ult, you're both going to be safe.
That's a win.
Guaranteed. How much did Freya could shoot upwards?
Oh, boy.
No. No is the answer. Don't put that in the game, please.
But now, because the ultimates are down, we're going to see just a less active left lane overall. Both of those players don't have their escapes. Ram has a little bit of a role, so maybe we'll still see Despair and Rippin Holes stay a little bit aggressive, but I don't think they'll be as aggressive as we've seen thus far.
Yeah, I think that was a whole little play around the speed buff on the right-hand side there coming out from Kingdom Esports. It was a little bit risky, but they got rewarded for it. I mean, Truancii there on the Zeus just kind of walked through, took a lot of free poke, and then carried on into the jungle, walking the same way.
That was the thing. Truancii, he took the pathing and gets stunned out by Nuwa. If Truancii doesn't get stunned out and take all that extra poke, making his way into the jungle, I think we still see a Zeus with a 0 in the death column, but Noble Esports really make it pay off of that single route.
Well, we also won't see a yoyoabc Awilix there being killed, because I don't think he would have committed. But
nice catch. Nice catch. Guan, you caught right in the last part of it. Niqued needs to find this kill, but he won't.
No minions was the biggest issue there for him, and the heal comes out too. If he had minions still on his side, he would have been able to. Niqued there actually showed that he understood the god a little bit better, and he might turn this now.
Yeah, he's looking for it. A dash could seal the deal, but not going to go for it. Niqued knows how low he is in the threat of the jungle. Too real, but there's a threat onto the mid lane. Super gets taken out by Truancii that time around.
The Zeus juice.
Exactly.
Same old coming through to save the day. Kingdom in a pretty good position right now. I mentioned Niqued then. I actually meant I respect what RedderRippr did there a little bit more, even though he's under pressure with the bird bomb.
Not going to be enough, but the body block certainly is. Nice kill.
It was a nice kill, just that was the maximum range of pixels to make sure he blocked him off. He was only one fraction of a hair closer. It would have been a different story.
If Odin didn't eat breakfast this morning, there would have been enough room. Just barely. And that's the pull. Awilix catches the Bacchus in the sky, brings him right on top of the tower, and the rotation from Lou, so powerful. At the same time, Truancii's able to pull the detonate and take out the puller Awilix.
And now Rama's in trouble too, because he can be ran down here as well. Bacchus still trying to help them out. Rippin Holes will stun them. Rotation now being forced from Odin as well to this. But the new ultimate made an impact in that engagement as well. And that's where you saw the trade happen.
Man, Fafnir Freya, such a devastating combination. We mention a lot, and that's why we see the boots come out first. A lot of times, specifically Transonics, one of the higher end Freya players on the console league, you'll see the Fatalis come out first before the boots. The boots come out first because it's in tandem with the Fafnir. The Coerce will give that attack speed that the Fatalis will give you otherwise, and you know. We mention all the time this on-off switch, right, for Freya. Couple of items. Fafnir changes that game completely.
He empowers it a little bit more just to allow that on switch to be even stronger.
Exactly.
Overall. 5-2, though, the gold lead. It's only about 1,000 in favor of Kingdom Esports so far. It's been a bit of a messy game by both teams so far, to be fair. There's nothing that's really stood out to me as, like, clear-cut, everybody's doing well. Odin, Guan fighting out consistently there. And in the end of the day, Odin coming out on top just about when RedderRippr had a very good opportunity at one point to turn it.
Yeah, last game was a little bit more concise on both sides of the coin. Yep. Noble had that early, mid, and early game to themselves. Kingdom obviously took it towards the end and wound up winning. This time around, everybody seems a little discombobulated.
That's a good word to put it. I was going to say lackluster, but yeah, discombobulated is definitely the word. I think this goal fury is going to be very important for these two teams overall with how the state of this game will go between two of them, because as this game goes on, the composition of Kingdom Esports, you do not want to 5v fight this team. That's the big key here. You don't want to 5v fight this team whatsoever. Noble Esports, however, they need to pick people apart and pull people away from the fight if there's going to be a big team fight. They want to find picks, Noble, and we've not seen Awilix really look for that just yet. If they look to just find a pick beforehand, Noble will have control. If he gets to a team fight stage, we're looking at Awilix again and pulling someone out of the fight with that ultimate and setting them up for the kills. Exactly.
One more time, Niqued going to drop the ultimate, this time defensively, not looking for the kill, looking to save his own life over there on the right side. And Noble, I think, we saw what would happen with the Awilix if they go for the counter initiation play. Zeus still kills you. It doesn't really matter. Yep. So Noble really need to find the aggression and be the first ones to act in these team fights.
Awilix is great at pulling targets in that leap, but the problem is that the two targets that leap in this game are going to be the two tanks of the team.
Right.
If you bring an Odin into you, you better burst him down quick, otherwise he's going to put a ring on it. And at the same time, if you put a Bacchus in, well, he's going to make you drunk.
Well, I mean,
it's that simple.
Either way, you're going to a wedding. So it's a situation that Noble don't want to be in. Trying to stay single. For now, at least.
For now?
For now?
For now, we'll find out. Left-hand side, though, Invasion looking at Freya, and this could be a lot of trouble for Freya. I like the choice of knock-up there to force the ultimate instead of actually using his ultimate, first of all, in the Erlang Shen. Would have just probably been purified and allowed him to walk away. Instead, he gets the ult, going for the knock-up.
Lou trying to deal some damage to Rippin Holes. You can see the rest of Kingdom Esports makes their rotation towards the mid. DaleyDale just going to jump over the fence. There's some Odin jump as well. Noble Esports. Afraid of commitment, as we were saying. They just don't want to fight.
I like the way Jumper's playing Erlang Shen right now. Like, he could have just popped his ult at any given time here just to allow a lot more free poke off a team, but instead he's like, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to keep holding it and just force you to jump away.
Look at this. Kingdom Esports just all in on the Gold Fury. Hard commit. Not even going with the wedding joke, just hard commit there. Not even aware that Noble wants to fight. Now they do. Truancii answers with an ultimate, takes out 2. Well done, mid laner. 7 in total for Kingdom Esports. Not done just yet. Erlang Shen gets jumped on and shot from the sky. Despair picks up his first kill of the game. And Kingdom Esports going to continue looking directly towards the mid side.
More of that was on Niqued than anything else. That ring was perfectly placed, honestly. It cut off all options of escape. His teammates, his carries could sit very safely in the back, knowing that nobody could get to them and just throw out all the damage in the world they needed to secure the kills.
What was crazy for me, Kingdom, like I said, Niqued finds a kill all the way behind the tier tower. Watch out, Guan. He's going to get sandwiched here. Kingdom Esports commits so hard with ultimates and everything. Zeus ult down. Zeus still finds the double kill later on because of the help from Niqued.
And Zeus as well, when you look at that, he's got a 1,200 gold lead minimum in mid lane over the new War, who's level 11 right now. That is a substantial amount of gold to have on a mid laner at this stage of the game. At only 10 minutes in, it's a lot of gold.
Zeus going even is Zeus down a couple of hundred gold. Because of how scary Zeus is to play, because he's so susceptible to ganks, you're usually going to be pushed on your tower for a little bit.
I like the decision making from him though as well. Even though he's got this gold lead, instead of going for damage, he's actually gone for more survivability. A lot of Zeuses do this, and it shows the level of play that he's actually having this game on the Zeus in the mid lane. Realizing that, to be honest, you can go for raw damage if you want,
sure,
but survivability also gives you more damage because you don't do damage if you're dead.
Exactly. You do 0 DPS while dead. One of my favorite sayings in the book, Hindu. And for this Zeus right here, one of the important things to know, to realize is that he'll likely pick up a Soul Reaver in a little bit. And when it comes down to it, Zeus just looking for the raw burst. Soul Reaver's percent doesn't need the amplification of the additional power, so he can play as safe as he'd like.
Good little word from Niqued there, just trapping RedderRippr in, but he's not too worried at the moment, RedderRippr. He will be now. I love the fact he held the cavalry charge. He knew he wasn't really going to die there, 1v1, but as soon as the teammates show up, he's doing his best to keep him busy. He needs a rotation, but there's no rotation from Noble coming.
Too much burst coming out of Niqued and the support. Although Niqued didn't even jump, just used his Gungi and Smite to tag the last hit.
That timing was just perfect for Kingdom more than anything else. Noble were not in a position to help out Guan Yu. Because of that, though, they're going to be able to get to tier 1 tower. Nice little ult coming out there from yoyoabc, but immediately answered back by the purification.
Yeah, nice play there. Truancii keeping his head, finds the purification, and immediately tries to turn the damage right around. 3 on 4 on the right-hand side. Down comes the Rainstorm, and looking for a couple of hits is going to be Zeus. New ultimate is used, and that's going to keep Noble safe for the moment. But Niqued in trouble, separating away from his team, finds himself alone and in the middle of everybody on Noble's crosshairs.
Yeah, I'm looking at Lou right now. Lou's going to make these rotations perfectly, and he just did that. He was over in the duo lane there with Rama, realizes that he needed to go and help out his team at tier 2, so he goes over and stops the push power. It does allow, though, this left-hand side to get pushed in a little bit. However, with an Awilix and Suku, he should be able to get there and defend it.
Yeah, it's going to protect the tower just a little bit. Lou, a little bit less successful this time around. Although, 12 minutes in, maybe not time for Freya to even start thinking about success just
Taking
yet.
This trade is very interesting now between both of them. I love the cripple. The cripple was the key, because what he does with the cripple makes sure she can't jump away to get one more in hand, and now he allows her to secure the snipe, but he's probably going to pay with his life for this
He
trade.
does have Sanctuary available. Purification allows the rollout. Here's help from Niqued as well. So if the chase is still on, Niqued's there to fight, and I love Despair. Doesn't even use the Sanctuary. I think a lot of players come down from the sky and just mash Sank.
Mash Sank immediately and just try and walk away, I guess. I mean, he knew his rollout was going to be available, just as he landed too. He held it for as long as he could for the last shot there, which was pretty wise to do between the two of them.
So we see the massive Mune choice here from Ram. Just a lot of raw power, 50 power on this item.
I didn't even realize it was a Masamune. I've not even looked at his item build for the whole game, but he's also going into the Asi as well for the extra lifesteal, just to make sure it's a bit more coefficient. Obviously, you want to see some sort of lifesteal come out of your Hunter at some stage, and generally it's Asi or Devour's Gauntlets. Well, if you're not going to go for Devour's Gauntlets early, you have to go for the Asi.
So a lot of times we see the Transcendence rush like we did, or not the rush, we saw the delayed Transcendence on the Xbalanque last time around, and that brings a slew of damage. 50 is a lot of power, and it's relatively cheap on that sword, so it'll be purchased for the power rush, and then you see the Asi. Tier 1 tower just being
forced.
Brute forced.
Being brute forced. His mid lane sees some pressure onto yoyoabc. He's in a bit of trouble here. I like the Intoxicate, and oh, that was a good cancel, even better. I went, and now he's going to get away because of that, I think. yoyoabc played that so well.
Yeah, Yo-Yo plays that fantastically, separating himself, disallowing the knockup. Extremely well done. Successor Noble both in the mid and the side lane, not allowing the brute force to happen.
Still going to lose a tier 1 on the left-hand side because it's only left back here is the Fafnir. There's enough members here of the team to be able to collapse with the rotation from mid lane now happening. But yoyoabc did a very good job of showing high-level mechanics and recognition of what abilities he had to deal with there. The flop, he jumps off Suku prematurely. That could have got him killed because the flop was coming straight afterwards. Ult to cancel out the flop, knowing that Bacchus has nothing else left, continues to run away. Odin doesn't have a leap available because he misses it. Very, very key.
No surprise, man. No surprise here. That's the Yo-Yo that I've been watching, not just all SCL, but beforehand. Very, very talented player. Honestly, not on display in general for this game, but you saw his mechanics on display right there in the mid lane. Very well done by the jungler for Noble Esports.
And the other thing to mention, 180s in this game and not the quickest and easiest thing to do unless you've got high sensitivity. And if you have high sensitivity, it can make you play a little bit worse because you're missing basic abilities because you're oversensitive.
Very true. Are you oversensitive?
All the time.
Right now, Bacchus, somebody hurt his feelings. Yo-Yo hurt his feelings from outplaying him before. Combines with the jump, and the jungler gets the kill. So maybe Bacchus a little oversensitive there, but it pays off.
Kingdom Esports can go for a goal for you here. And Kingdom are looking very good after the first set against Los Amigos, losing that here. This is looking very comfortable for them to push towards a game 2.
Yeah, Kingdom Esports is certainly a little bit more refined here in this game versus their opening. Fafnir. Here comes Fafnir. Kingdom Esports still get the Gold Fury, but what about the fight afterwards? Fafnir surrounded, and Fafnir gets trounced by Truancii.
Stupid, greedy dwarf. All he wants is gold. I mean, to be fair, I love the commitment from Dale there going in for that. He had to go in.
You got to make that play.
Try and make it happen. I believe he's got Wrath as well, so hell yeah, you go for that, boy. And I completely agree with the call from him. It's the normal thing to sort of do. You still get your team in a good enough position to be able to defend against the tier 2 towers. And obviously, if you actually jump in there, you force Wraths out of the other team too most of the time, which wasn't used then, surprisingly enough, but they will still stand.
Yeah, exactly. You absolutely have to make that play. DaleyDale jumps right on in, doing exactly what he in his position is supposed to do. No hate there whatsoever as he finishes up his Urchin right there.
And you saw a new War Ultimate fight off then as well, and that was just for the global to check they weren't doing Fire Giant. They were a little bit worried there, Noble, because they didn't see anyone on the map going for the tier 2 towers. They're like, are they doing Fire Giant? I'll ult just to make sure. Nope, they're all looking at back into base, so we're good for now. And in the end, Fafnir falls for free, and Kingdom get the Gold Fury, but it doesn't become more than that.
I think that's my favorite use of the new Ultimate, to be honest with you, Graham. Having that worldwide vision just available everywhere. I love seeing it on gods like Thor and some of the other gods with semi-globals, but Nuwa gives you that true global vision. Very powerful.
Yeah, it's a wise decision. We see more and more uses of things like that. Like, for example, Vulcan Turret. I keep bringing that up just like, because we've seen that be used more as a ward nowadays than just for offense and defensive usage.
Good catch coming out from the jungler. Going to root out the Fafnir, but Fafnir jumps right over the corner. Not too big of a deal. Kingdom Esports now grouping up 4. Odin will make 5.
I'm just looking at player damage for one of the first times this game. You can see just how much Zeus has really invested into this game and
Zeus
put forward for his team. A couple of damage dealers a little bit off the mark here as well. Awilix in the jungle not really managed to get anything going. Lower than supports.
Yeah, like I said, not Yo-Yo's finest hour. Niqued going to go ahead, push up, ring on ring, and all of the damage coming out, going Truancii's way, excuse me. Couple of shots as well. Looking for more damage out of the tower this time around. Truancii going to get stunned out by the Guan Yu, but Jumpahhh able to take out yoyoabc.
But look at that. Zeus is just happy to sit there and just keep poking down. On the left, though, Niqued should fall down to Lou there, but meanwhile, the rest of his team are taking a tier 2 tower in mid lane, so that's fine, and he actually gets out, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, Lou just can't find the basics right there. Instead, wraps around now looking at the support Rippin Holes. Could also find Despair, but just not going to be able to allow himself to get the shots out.
And look at who died on the side of Kingdom then, who's low. It's mainly the tanks, which is the best thing you want in any given scenario. Your damage dealers are still in a very comfortable position there. Actually checking with their relics as well, you can both see one's got Purification still, one's got Sanctuary, which shows that they can still keep going and have a little bit more survivability.
Fire Giant is on the path for Kingdom Esports.
Not just yet, though.
Whether it's on the mine is a different story. Nuwa certainly might change that idea as well. One more time, Nuwa ulting more for the vision than anything else. The guys from Kingdom, I think, were talking about going for fire, and then as soon as the Nuwa ultimate comes out, it's off the table completely.
I mean, it's a possibility they could have looked at the Fire Giant there, but at the same time, it's a little bit risky. Why risk anything right now? I mean, you're in a comfortable lead. You've got Zeus that's not being focused at all in this game, 7-1 and 6. And the reason he's not getting focused is because so many people are being trapped in that damn ring over and over again by Niqued on that Odin that he just can't do anything. Not only that, we saw earlier on how well Bacchus has been playing. You know, Rippin Holes having such a good time on this Bacchus. His PL's been fantastic. If you do get to the Zeus, then you're going to meet the fat man waiting for you.
Yeah, between the two tanks on this team, Kingdom Esports really finding themselves pushing up ahead. About 7,000 gold in the lead, 10 kills as well, and about halfway through the 19th minute in our second game. Kingdom took game 1, and they're making a very strong push for game number 2.
At this stage, it's about 500 experience per minute advantage for Kingdom Esports. So that's across the team, though, so it's 100 experience per player per minute advantage. Adds up quite a lot when you think about it that way.
Absolutely.
At first glance, not as much, but add that times that by 20. It's a lot.
That's the big key right there, and Kingdom are going to take their lead and play into it. Oh, root off the mark. Thought they were going to find that Guan Yu. Not going to be the case, however, but here. This is where Kingdom can start playing their lead. They've got a big chunk of it, and that speed buff is ours, Noble. If you want to fight into Kingdom right there, you're going to lose.
And the big thing about Freya this game as well, against an Odin, forced to ult every single time the ring goes down.
Yep.
If he doesn't ult, he immediately gets ganked 100% of the time. There's no way he'll escape. Unless he Sanctuaries and tries to buy himself time there, that's all he's got.
Exactly, and Noble right there. The Freya worked out for game number 1, obviously not finding the win, but Odin kind of forgot about. Fire Giant goes down, Noble come up and show up a little bit too late. Basics and kills, and there's going to be help for the Odin. Couple of shots going down. Niqued stomps one. Truancii gets another. Rama from the sky looking for damage, not the kills, but DaleyDale inevitably going to fall down to the hand of the Rama.
Love what Despair did then as well. Like, he could have gone for the snipes for the kills, but instead, he poked the Nuwa, who was on full health at the time as she dies in mid lane. But what he did was he actually just poked her out by going, keep coming towards me, I'm going to keep sniping you. So she tried to juke it out, which delayed her joining the team. And
also not wasting anything, make full use of everything. So the range of the ultimate's longer than your basic attack, obviously. The player at his feet, DaleyDale, is going to be in range of the basic. He can hit him with the regular shot. He can hit the Nuwa with the regular shot, hits Nuwa with the ultimate. That pushes her out, allows Kingdom to take out 3 separate players, 1 Phoenix on the right, 1 Phoenix being aggressed on in the mid lane.
This is a really rough situation. There's that ring going down again, and Guan Yu trapped inside it. Remember, he can't even heal in that either to keep himself alive. Great banish from Lou, though, but he's still not going to stop Kingdom taking a Phoenix here.
Odin. Hugest contribution to this game, in my personal opinion. Watching this play, not only is Niqued having a fantastic game, sitting 10,000 player damage on the mark, he's number 2 overall. Second to the Zeus with double the power.
I mean, I say wow, but at the same time, that game was technically done at that point anyway with how it stood out with 2 of the Phoenix on the right-hand side as well.
Yeah.
Every single team fight, that's exactly what you don't want. You don't want to have to team fight that team with a Zeus and a Rama free to do whatever they want because everybody else is just too tanky and keeping the rest of your team at bay.
Yeah, it was pretty much the damage had already been done. I think the writing was on the wall and the results were inevitable. Kingdom gets destroyed by Los Amigos and then turns it around and does that the same to Noble.
And that's the funny thing now is because Kingdom are quite in a comfortable spot and it's like, okay, Noble, now you got to beat Amigos.
Yeah.
And if you don't beat Amigos, you're not coming through. That's how simple this is right now. Because Los Amigos and Kingdom both get 3 points from 2-0 in there. Noble Esports have 1 set remaining. Amigos need 1 game. 1 game they guarantee themselves through. And they also guarantee to put Noble to bed.
That could be tough. Noble are a respectable team as well. We spent a lot of time talking about Lou and yoyoabc in that set as individual players. and they're the ones on the losing end.
I mean, yoyoabc that went 0-7 that game. I mean, even on the Awilix,
Yeah,
the Awilix pick just didn't work.
Exactly. The Odin really just wound up doing a lot of it, setting up for his pal in the mid lane, Truancii. Zeus certainly ran this game as far as the damage was concerned. Number 2 on the player damage had 10,400. Truancii ended this game with 21,000 plus.
Ran Vulcan against the Amigos, ran it again game 1 against the Noble Boys, and this was a good performance from him. Biggest thing for him to really look at is positioning, because when he gets his positioning on point, that's the key for him overall, especially as a mid lane mage. This game a little bit of a different situation, you know, playing a Vulcan, going to be a bit more front line to get that damage off, but still always sat at the back and just firing his abilities, goes back to focusing towers.
Very rarely do you see Truancii have to sort of play bodyguard for himself. He's got Niqued and Rippin Holes.
Watch the Odin ring come down and watch where Truancii can be. Just sat at the back, gets full damage off, can't be aggressed on, notices he repositions in case the new wall gets in range there, and he just continues to follow his team.
And that's without an ultimate. Remember, the ultimate was used on the Gold Fury back there. So Truancii gets all his damage off by way of the detonate after the Chain Lightning and the shield use.
Good little play coming out from Truancii and the boys of Noble now. But now, well, it's going to be an interesting one for Noble.
Yeah, way too much fun already. We've got one more coming through. Unless, of course, if Noble wind up with the 2-0, we've got a long afternoon. But Los Amigos certainly looking to be in the position. We'll be right back with what could be the conclusion to our SCL relegations.